And so it would be the equivalent of if I were to speak English, I'd be speaking like this to you. And it just feels very abnormal because my throat has tension on it. This is not my relaxed voice.
You speak Thai like a woman.
เพ่พูดภาษาไทยเหมือนผู้หญิงนะยะ
When you speak in a foreign language, are you the person that you think you are? In my Mindkraft program over the past few weeks with the group, we've been looking at just that question. How do you portray the identity that you want to portray in the language that you're learning? Very often, people will think that they're portraying one thing, but actually in the eyes of the native speaker of the language that they're learning, they actually sound very different. I've been going through a lot of speech analyses of learners over the past few weeks, and I'm finding a common point. People that I know when I speak to them in English feel like one person. When I hear them speaking Thai, I'm hearing a different person. It may be in the tones, it may be in the language that's used, it may be in the entire register of the voice that just somehow switches when they switch into Thai. And this happens across other languages as well. So in this clip, I'm not going to make it a long one. I'm going to go through the key issues that I've found that cause people to not sound like who they would have hoped they sound like when they're speaking in Thai. Basing my information on all the stuff that we've got back from my Mindkraft program. If you're not a member, you can go and join at jacademy.com. I'll also be including information from all of the speech analyses that I've been doing, and I've found some common threads in there. And then the last place where I'll be sharing information from, it actually gives really good insights, is when you order a copy of Cracking Thai Fundamentals domestically, I have a field in there. What are your challenges in learning the language? So I've actually gone through hundreds of those challenges that people have put in there, and many of them relate to this because they just want to be able to fit into society. They want to be the person who they believe they are in Thailand so that they can just join in conversations like a normal person, not like the token Falang in the conversation. If you don't have a copy of Cracking Thai Fundamentals yet, you can get a copy there. If you're in Thailand, click on the link in the description below. Otherwise, you can order it on Amazon. Okay, so let's go. The first issue, and I think this is the main issue, is who are you imitating, or who is your model of speech? That's probably a better way to say it. For many people learning Thai, and I've seen from the statistics, probably about 85 to 90% of the learners of Thai that come through all of my stuff are male. Now, what their sexual preference is another thing, but they are male. And even for gay guys, there is a gay way of speaking, but it also has masculine traits too, depending. I guess that's sort of on a spectrum, but even if you hear a gay Thai guy speaking, you know it's a guy. So there's a whole subset of male Thai language, standard spoken Thai, and I guess there's a whole spectrum of how that works, where if the only exposure that you have to the language when you're learning is through a teacher that is female, or a lot of people either have a girlfriend or they have their girlfriends or female friends around them, those become the specimens and the models that the Thai is based on. So I'll give you some examples of how this can interfere. The first main thing is the general register of the voice. Have you ever noticed, I don't know if you've been on a Thai Airways flight, but say you're coming in from Hong Kong and Hong Kong's, it's this really sort of, loud, rambunctious language. And then when you get on the Thai Airways flight, it's like, สวัสดีค่ะยินดีต้อนรับสู่การบินไทย. It's just this really gentle language, usually by a female flight attendant that's on there. And it's just this really sort of gentle, sweet, soothing voice. Now, there's a male voice too that maybe isn't like that, but usually in hospitality and in ads and things, you're getting this voice that's the first exposure to the language. And so I've seen a lot of guys, a lot of blokes, and then when they come to speak Thai and they're told Thai is the tonal language, you have to make sure you get the pitch right, they pitch their voice up and they shift everything up into that level of speech
that would be in the female version. And so it would be the equivalent of, if I were to speak English, I'd be speaking like this to you. And it just feels very abnormal because my throat has tension on it. This is not my relaxed voice.
Now, I can speak nicely in Thai, but it can be in my normal voice. So, สวัสดีครับยินดีต้อนรับเข้าสู่เที่ยวบิน TG 665 Now, you can see I'm still being gentle, but I'm down in my normal voice's register. So that's the first thing. Do not imitate or don't artificially shift your whole voice apparatus into the register of female speech if they're the samples, the specimens of the language that you're using. You need to find your own voice. Now, the best way to do that is find a person that you would like to emulate, that speaks the way that you would like to, and then get specimens of them speaking and model your voice on that. Now, you're going to have your own voice, but look at the mannerisms. Look at, just the นะครับครับผม or the ครับ how they act, the little interjections they use when they speak. And you're going to get those. And so that comes on to the next point, the language that's used. And again, if you've got female role models, female specimens of the Thai language, you'll see that there are different things that happen. For example, the pronouns that are used to relate to the self. Now, because I'm an old fart, so when I speak to most people, I'll be P. I don't want to be lung yet or pa, but just say I'm P, I'm older than them. So I would refer to myself also as P. I wouldn't say pom if I were with a bunch of friends or just somebody where it's a casual conversation. If I'm speaking to, say, a group like a bunch of Thais on YouTube like this, yeah, I'll probably use the word pom. To use P would be weird. So it's choosing that right register. But P, just in normal conversation, that's normal. Now, a female, supposing she is younger than a lot of the people around her, she may choose a whole bunch of different pronouns. She could use the word no. Now, no means like little mouse. And actually, Thai kids, both male and female, will refer to themselves, to their parents, as no. For females, I've heard guys actually call themselves no to their parents, even when they're 30, 40 years old. But that's a different thing. But females in general, even when they get older, if they're speaking to somebody considerably older, probably their parents' level, they could still refer to themselves as no. If you're a guy, don't do that. It just doesn't sound right. And it could sound very effeminate. It's just wrong. Or you may hear a female use her own name. So supposing a girl's name is Gai, chicken. And so, ไก่ไม่อยากไป I don't want to go. She uses her name, ไก่ as the pronoun. That's okay to do for females in Thai. Now, in languages like Indonesian, both guys and girls will use their own name. So, for example, if my name is Stuart, so if I wanted to say, I don't want it, Stuart nggak mau sekarang, I don't want it now, I use Stuart or J, whatever I call myself. So that could sound okay in Indonesian. But if I bring that into Thai, supposing I call myself J ไม่อยากได้ that just sounds weird. My man, it's not the language of a bloke. It's not the language a guy would use. And so this is a real thing I've seen with foreigners speaking in Thai. The pronouns that they use to address themselves are the female versions of those pronouns, which links into the last thing in the whole female voice, and that is tones. When a female speaks Thai and she's got the tones and it's in that register, you'll find generally, say, the falling tone, ka, it's going to be longer, it's going to be drawn out and in a higher frequency level. So if a female said, ไม่ได้ค่ะ you can't do it or cannot. In Thai as a guy, I just say, ไม่ได้ครับ ไม่ได้ You can see the register is just totally different. But I've seen guys, ไม่ได้ they've tried to really raise their voice up to the point they might even go an octave above where their equivalent bloke voice would be, because they think that they need to hit the exact frequency. And in fact, a whole bunch of Thai language learning tools that are developed by Westerners, there's a whole industry of tools that try and plot your pitch with exact frequencies, and that is so wrong. If you're using one of those tools, stop using them. Well, they're kind of good if you're just looking at a contour, but to get exact pitch, it's not that, because the pitch element of a tone is a byproduct. What a tone really is, go back and look at my clip from last week, is the difference between your throat in the beginning of the syllable and the end. So whether it's got tension, ma, and just letting it go back to normal, or pressure, ma, and releasing back to normal, like a spring and releasing back to normal. That's the tone. The exact pitch, it could be anywhere. It's wherever your voice is lying. But people come to Thailand, and even by their Thai teachers, they're taught that you have to hit the pitch contours. And heck, when you look at my tools in crackinglanguage.com, I've actually built pitch contour emulators, so you can type in Thai and it'll get the pitch contours there for you in over 300 dialects. They're all free, by the way, crackinglanguage.com. The pitch contours are there just as a guide, but the tones are actually what the throat is doing in your own anatomy, not mimicking somebody else. If you try and target the exact frequency that, say, a female teacher or your girlfriend's using when they're speaking Thai, one, your tones may be unrecognizable, and then people won't understand you and you'll get jaded and frustrated and think, oh, why do these people not understand when I speak Thai? I'm speaking it perfectly, just like you speak. No, you're not, because it's not the pitch frequency plus contour. It's actually what the muscles are doing in the throat and the way it's realized in your own throat. The pitch contour is a byproduct of that. So I would say get on top of your tones in your own voice. And again, the best way to do it is find a specimen of Thai, or whatever your target language is, of how you want to sound. Somebody that you think emulates what you want to emulate in the language, and model your voice on that person. And also ask native Thai speakers too. Many Thai teachers and spouses will be contacting me and saying, look, I don't know how to describe this to my student, or how can I explain this to my husband that actually you don't say it like that. He thinks he's saying it right. And so even native speakers don't know how to put their finger on what's wrong. They know something's not right, but they just don't know what it is. Usually it's that. It's because they've been trying to emulate something that is not natural for who they want to be portrayed as. So I hope this helps a lot of people. The core issues, if I analyze all of these issues that people type in when they order the book, number one is deep integration. They want to be able to integrate in with the people around them and not be the token phalang, not have people have to adjust their speech when they're with them. They just want to feel normal in Thailand, not like some alien. And being able to portray the identity that you intend is the baseline for that. You need to get that right from the get-go. If you want to do that, one, get a copy of Cracking Thai Fundamentals. Let me just click it up there again. Two, join Mindkraft. You can go to jacademy.com, that same link there, and click on Mindkraft. We're actually coming back for our face-to-face meetings, probably starting next week. We meet on average 4 weeks on, 4 weeks off. It's not just Thai, it's everything language. Most people there are Thai learners, and we even have native Thai speakers in there. And we go through stuff like this and all the different topics that help get you on top of your language. Speech, coaching, knocking your tones into place, getting prosody, using the right structures in language, how we actually get the correct source material and content to model on. So all of those things, okay, in Cracking Thai Fundamentals, but in my Mindkraft program. Other than that, you can come in and access all of the tools for free at crackinglanguage.com that complement all the stuff you're going to get in Cracking Thai Fundamentals, Mindkraft, everywhere. And it's not just for Thai. I've got Vietnamese, Japanese, Chinese, everything in there. So knock yourself out on that. If you are learning Thai with a teacher and that teacher doesn't understand what's going on in your native speaking non-Thai mouth, whether it's English or other languages, reach out as well. Maybe there's something we can do. I work with a lot of Thai teachers and we work out a way that they can deliver the content that they need to deliver to their students, but coach in a way that really resounds with the non-native Thai speaker who may be a native speaker of English or German or whatever it is and how to actually coach it, because they don't know what's going on in the throat. They just think that Falang sound like that and there's nothing you can do about it. But I'm telling you, there is something that you can do about it, even if you don't use my stuff. So when you speak a foreign language, are you the same person that you are when you speak your mother tongue? Or do you intentionally become another person? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for clicking like and subscribe to all those people who've done it. If you haven't done it, do it now. Come into the Discord server. It's got life again, so I'm in there. We can have a chat, strike up a conversation, and let's learn together. I'm Stuart J. Raj. I'll see you on the other side.